On a plane full of passengers, the flight attendants asked all the women to remove their stockings, while the men quickly took off their belts. The reason behind all this? It was for their survival. This is a true story. A flight bound for Beijing carried 137 people and took off from Shanghai Airport. However, the pilot noticed that the warning light for the front landing gear remained on. After the crew checked, they discovered that the front landing gear couldn't be deployed, which meant the plane couldn't land properly. The captain immediately sent out a distress signal to the control tower. The tower received the message and quickly cleared the runway. Multiple departments, including fire, medical, and armed police, prepared for the emergency. Soon, the plane was back in the air above the airport, but since the landing gear wouldn't deploy, all they could do was keep circling in the air. In response, the airline quickly organized an expert team. After some discussion, the commander in charge ordered the captain to try a very dangerous maneuver, landing by using the rear landing gear to hit the ground and create a vibration that might bring down the front landing gear. The captain immediately called the lead flight attendant to have the passengers move to the back of the plane to reduce the risk. The captain was sweating profusely, knowing that this situation involved the lives of over 100 people. He tightly gripped the control stick, and the next moment, the plane touched down. After a brief bump, the plane became airborne again, but the front landing gear still didn't deploy. This failed attempt at landing caused many passengers to feel the looming danger, and many wrote farewell letters. Now, there was one last option, sending someone to manually knock the landing gear down. But this was extremely dangerous at such a high altitude. However, for the sake of the lives aboard, one maintenance worker volunteered to take on the task. When he opened the plane's belly compartment, the powerful air pressure hit him hard, but he kept working. He took out a hammer and kept hitting the landing gear, but it still wouldn't budge. Upon closer inspection, he realized that the front landing gear was completely broken and could not be deployed under any circumstances. The only remaining option was to attempt an emergency landing. This was the first time Chinese civil aviation faced such a situation, and there were no successful reference cases. After further discussions, it was decided to attempt a forced landing on the ground. The command center immediately dispatched a large number of fire trucks and began spraying fire retardant foam on the runway. Once everything was prepared, the captain was sweating with anxiety. At the crucial moment, he gripped the control stick tightly and steered the plane to glide at the best angle. With the captain's steady control, the nose of the plane stayed low as it slid down the runway. Fortunately, the plane eventually came to a stop. Firefighters, police, and medical personnel rushed over immediately, and the flight attendants quickly opened the emergency exits. In the end, none of the passengers were injured.